Berserker.
Alright,
Yo.
Mom, you're good?
Uh-huh.
All right,
Assuming my
let's
internet
start.
stays solid, which
Yep.
is a big assumption.
Big assumption, but we'll take that assumption and run
Character
with it.
sheet. Character sheet.
Alright, Mark, you all good?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright. Last time on, Out of the Abyss, guys, you did some shit for Blingdenstone. You killed a Medusa. You immediately then started taking on a different, very tough quest involving 3 elementals. But you all have your now blessings from the priest that you helped, which made you all tougher with your +1 AC and +1 to all your saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty nice. But continuing forward, you guys have retired to your inn. You're just waking up at the Foaming Mug. What would you like to do?
All right. Just as a reminder, we have.
would like to get up early and help the innkeeper make breakfast and practice all the new cooking skills he's learned.
I love it. Okay.
As a reminder, we have that funny hand. We should probably just give it to the priest. They probably know where that goes. Genuinely, I haven't remembered what the ghost requested of us, and I won't remember what they
He just
requested
wants
of us.
his hand put back in his grave.
Yeah, let's see, what else was there?
He
The
wanted
rat
to be,
problem.
he wanted to be buried.
Yeah. There's the rat problem, and there's a third one I'm forgetting.
What'd you list off previously? I
Rat,
was out.
corpse retrieval.
There was
Corpse-
one-
And
Corpse retrieval,
There
the
was
rat
one
problem,
more.
and then there's the
There was an ooze issue.
Yeah.
That you looked
I
at.
think-
what was the corpse retrieval?
The hand. The guy we
Oh.
found under Greco.
Grackle
Oh. Sorry, I thought this was something different.
Rogie picked up a hand.
Yep, I have it in my inventory.
Yeah.
What
Hellick, I believe his name was.
out of game? What do we have any idea how much we need to do before
You
we
guys
get
talk. I'll be
enough
right
into
back.
good graces to get out of here?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm assuming dealing with the rat problem is going to be the biggest thing that gets us into good graces.
The
Because
queen and the
it's the
king
most
were both focused on
political,
that. Yeah.
And the queen and the king were both involved and focused on that. So I'm assuming that's going to be the biggest issue and the biggest problem to deal with.
Yeah.
Because king and queen are most focused on it.
I will also say Gundra subtly implied that keeping himself disguised has been a bit of a chore, and if that fails, he wants a little bit of extra good graces so he isn't killed on the spot.
Fodane's actually going to go over to Gundra, seeing as that we all just made 100 gold, and inquire if he wants to do any transcribing.
I'm a little out of it, so I'm not going to say this in character. He's actually saving up some money for a while, but his book is open to you. He will legitimately just hand it to you. He's staying in his room today, so he doesn't have to cast disguise self over and over again.
Studying spells.
Personal
like a
day.
nerd.
Yeah, as soon as we go someplace, let him know. He'll leave disguised and be ready to do everything he needs
What
to.
what
What
are your
plans-
third levels?
What plans do you two wizards have? Because do we just want to take a single day of downtime to give you guys a full section of time to get your spells in order?
Is that something we can do?
Yeah,
So
Maybe
we
part
can
of
just
the
take
day.
a day.
lightning bolt, dispel magic, major image, and fly. Which I should rearrange some of these spells so I have more attacks.
What does it cost for a third level?
I think since we're doing the funny we're helping each other out thing, it's 30 gold and 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Cheaper than I thought it would be.
Well, that's only because we're decoding our own spells for
Right.
each other.
Yeah, that definitely makes it easier. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna use half the day, assuming that it's okay, to
I mean,
transcribe.
unless Gavin and Dane are hell bent on
Meeting some rats.
keeping time.
Do you guys have any like?
You're asking the incredibly old dwarf who barely has a sense of his own age if he cares of time?
Are there
Yes,
like
that's
correct.
stores here?
Honestly, you're going to have
There
to
are,
ask
yeah.
Frankie, considering he's going to be the shortest lived of all of us.
Frankie's busy fixing
If he
any
wants to
tears
spare
or
the day for
scratches
you
on
two.
his suit.
Alrighty.
I will say this would be a wonderful time to do one of our easier mission, which is get that hand to somebody who gives a shit about it. So after your little breakfast experimentation, maybe just head over
Breakfast.
to that funny priest and say, "Hey, by the way, I found this."
Oh yeah, no, Rogi will not do that unless someone reminds him, because he's most certainly forgotten he has the hand on him.
Too high on his shrooms to remember.
But yeah, no.
Yeah,
If anyone wants to come to the priest with him, or you'll definitely do that after breakfast.
yeah. If we're taking a day, I think Gundra will wander. And while I don't think Gundra would actively remind him, I think something like, "Oh, are you intending to do this?" accidentally reminding him. Like just, "Oh, hey, you have that thing. Do you give a shit about that?" But yeah, we'll wander around for about 2 hours.
Anywhere in particular?
Probably back to if this area is open, maybe go there, because that's where I assume the deep gnome priest who gave us the blessing would be now, since that's open to him and no longer fucking cursed.
Well, you're talking about the Rockblight area, right?
Yeah.
Well, that being said, it is a dangerous area.
Okay, so
Still.
I think the path we would take is just something like this. So we can like check in here first to make sure he's still there or not. And if
Okay. Easy enough. Like you walk through, he's still there. He's doing something like morning prayers, so to speak. And he seems fine. Seems busy. Nothing too much happening on his end.
Hello, sir. My friend here was curious about something he found on our travels. He's wondering if you could help us.
Yes. One moment.
Uh,
I take out the hand from my backpack and just hand it to him.
Strange.
I believe this is from someone who lived here.
The ring.
Said to bring it back.
We've actually met his spirit. He said his hand would have a ring on it and to get it with his people. So we're just doing our good deed, as it were.
Here is
See.
the hand. Here is the ring.
You took
What
it
do we
off
do
the
now?
hand?
You might have to go. He
Do we
thinks for a
give this
moment.
to you? Do you bless it?
No. We have a communal crypt, so to speak.
Hmm.
But I
Oh.
think it is a bit uneasy right now. Yes,
Uneasy?
there are catacombs I could point out to you. Currently, it is under the supervision of Borough Warden Yadger.
Yadigar. Have there been troubles at the crypts?
Well, with all the ghosts around, that could be a cause for trouble, but for the most part, they remain fine. You'll have to speak to Yadger beforehand before doing anything rash.
Yes. Point us in the direction. Thank you so much for this, by the way.
Of course, and I'll just point out right about here.
All right. Head up. On our way there, if he expects us to remove any of these ghosts, we're not doing it today. I am in no mood to be beaten in 2 days. You know?
Right? I do not have a preference one way or the other, so
Okay. With that, you head to this area. You see there is something like a passageway that leads down into a crypt or catacomb. As you travel through, you see it's it's like a regular grid, standard kind of like graveyard, just underground.
Hmm.
But the caverns they link into small other caverns that are in grid shapes. And before long, a ghost does appear. He kind of floats out and he looks at both of you.
Raise hands defensively.
Run, Mark.
And then he bows.
I take my hand out and I wave at him with the dead gnome hand.
I bow as well, and I kind of gesture for you to do the same.
Oh, I take the hand and I use it to help me bow.
Are
He looks at
you?
you very strangely.
Do you
Hello.
understand us speaking right now?
I do.
Wonderful. We're looking for the keeper of this area. We have some remains that we found of a gnome's. We hoped to set it.
You were looking for Burrow Warden Yadgar,
Yes, that is
but
correct.
then you have found him.
Oh, interesting.
It is good to meet you.
I didn't expect you to be as you were. Feels a little bit
Yes,
like
I was killed during the Drow invasion.
those.
Although,
You're welcome.
it does seem smart.
Are you there with them?
No.
No.
It does seem smart to have a dead person take care of dead people.
Hmm.
That is a good call on your part.
I don't feel like arguing against that right now. We found a ghost of a young Snivvertlin deep below Grakelstug. They told us their hand was all that remains of them, and we found it. We were hoping to set it in its proper place.
I can guide you and put these remains to rest.
Thank you.
And then he floats away.
Follow as best we can. He probably is going through wall.
Eventually, he kind of stops, almost instinctively, at a specific grave, and you see there it is for Pellic. It seems at some point his family may have declared him dead
Hmm.
and had put up a sort of mock, grave for him.
Oh, wonderful. Do you bury your dead here? Do you
We
pla-
do.
Okay. Is there a shovel nearby, or can you handle this?
No, I'm a ghost.
Wonderful. Well, this is
Was
why I
there a
have this
shovel
spell.
nearby? Oh.
I cast my cantrip, mold earth, and I unearth a 5 foot cube of loose soil.
I
Alright, easy
will
enough.
use my spores to cast Mage Hand and help a little bit.
Like it's just
A
pouring
tiny
out.
bit.
This is the closest to doing an earthbending move he could do because it's just a somatic component from him. It's just a hand movement from him and some intense focusing. You just see it like scoop out of the earth a whole lot. I don't know how much your mage hand can do whenever it's flowing upwards like a reverse waterfall. But
Oh, it can't do much. It's literally just like
It does like on a
moving a
little side, you
little
see
bit
like
of
a
it.
moldy hand just scooping.
just grab like it's just somebody like a child picking up dirt.
Yes, precisely.
Okay, that's deep enough. I guess it didn't need to be this deep, but whatever.
And then I guess you bury the hand, and I assume you move Earth to cover it back up.
Yeah. I ask, is there any words to a god that we say first? Or
He
better?
holds up his hand to stop you. He looks over to the grave, and at some point, after a long while, Pellic in his ghostly form appears. He looks very happy, and then he fades away.
I've seen that emotion before. That was joy. That is nice.
That's your takeaway from this?
Mm-hmm.
You both done well.
He's happy. We did a good thing.
Ooh, it- we did something convenient. It's
If
hardly.
you would like to help more for the community, I have 2 more tasks for you.
We did a
Hmm.
convenient thing that also happened to be good. They are not mutually exclusive.
What are these tasks?
Well, currently there's a deep gnome who is mad with grief and threatens the other residents of Blingdenstone. He's a ghost. You can find him in his old home. His name is Vazuk.
Is he in that southern portion that's blocked off?
No.
There's a ghost there.
He points it. It's actually the house that you encountered that you were walking by that had the thing breaks and like the stuff breaking inside of it.
Hmm.
There's another one. A deep gnome named OotA. His remains are in rock blight somewhere in the northeast section. Bring him home and see that he gets a proper burial.
Well, we've mostly cleared out rock blight.
Not likely.
We did a lot there, so.
We killed one Medusa.
And a bunch of earth elementals. That's a lot. How many
There are a
more
lot.
creatures
The
could be
Earth
there?
elementals seem inconsequential to the area as a whole.
We'll do our best, though I am not interested in being attacked or possessed by a ghost today.
He
We'll
just
let-
nods.
We'll let you know. And while we are mostly doing this to let the community know that we are allies to them, is there any form of reward for this?
The community is the reward.
Wonderful, perfect, great. That's fine. I was just curious. If you don't ask, you never know, as they say. Looks at his hand as if he's wearing a watch, and then he says, "We need to go."
At this point-
Excuse me, Mr. Warden, sir.
Yes.
I don't often get to talk to dead people. May I ask you a question?
You may.
You see, I am new to emotions, relatively, and I am still trying to understand them.
Very
So I was
strange.
wondering. Well, it's a Dwergar thing, you know. I had the Myconids kind of opened up my mind and allowed me to feel things. Anyway, what emotion did you feel when you died?
Rage.
Hmm.
You may feel Gundra's stare in the back of your head. It's not one of anger or anything. It is mostly just, what the fuck are you doing?
He nods. Interesting. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You turn, you see Gundra's face just squinting at you. It's like, what the fuck? What?
Rogi will just kind of make gestures and whisper. Don't get to talk to dead people often.
Yeah, it's a thing to avoid. Let's go.
He seems very nice.
We don't know if that's how he's going to stay. Ghosts are unpredictable.
I don't get bad vibes from him. He seems fine.
That can switch in an instant. You don't get bad vibes from me. I could kill you at any moment. You don't
Oh,
know.
I have gotten bad vibes from you the whole time.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't care. That's probably a natural reaction.
Well, do you want to go?
Yeah, yes, I go. It's like
Okay.
he's standing next to the doorway. He's been giving off vibes. I want to go now for like the last minute. You just got him riled up enough that he's just been standing in like this door frame, like half yelling
Like,
at you,
come
trying to
on,
whisper.
go.
Go.
At this point, Jagger just disappears behind a wall, leaving you to yourselves.
Yeah, just we go. I find a hidden place to cast the second disguise self I need because it's been a while.
Okay. All right, roll stealth for me.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Can I help with this?
No.
As I try. Okay.
Uh,
Hide him.
Okay.
big 13.
Okay. And so with that, you cast your spell, and you, I assume, walk back to the inn.
Yeah.
Okay. Meet up with everybody else. Everyone's just kind of relaxing. I assume probably Keeluth is outside feeding confidence.
Hmm.
Feeding his confidence.
Feeding his confidence and also the lizard.
So, continue.
Good news. We found a ghost that we need to set to rest.
I thought you already set the. You were going to set a rest one. Why are there more?
Well, we did one. It appeared for half a second, smiled, and then very soon faded into the other outer planes. And we were told, hey, there's two more. Can you do that for us? And us, trying to maintain a good reputation, have said yes. No
For
time
what
limit.
reward?
The reward is the smiles of the community, as it were.
I can tell jokes. We'll get the same reward. What actual reward are they giving us?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The reward is that if he kind of looks around, the reward is if I'm caught, they'll say, well, you've been helping us. I guess we won't kill you.
I don't think they're going to say that. I think they're going to yell, "Deceiver, liar, how dare you!"
Which is
Your
why it's
good
important
deeds
to give
were
them
all
heaven. If they
ruse
look
all
at
along
if
for
they-
treachery.
if they look at me, Myathal, the surface half elf bastard, and they think, wow, this guy's pretty nice. I'm glad that he's here. And then they learn something bad about me. Some of them, a few of them at the very least, at least the ones that have any mind to them, will say, well, he's been of use to us. Perhaps we can overlook this for now. And
They're deep
then
gnomes. How much mind could they have to them?
every single mind works on a particular logic. These ones are the kind that don't take as much precaution as they need to, yet at the same time are able to
You can just say
defend.
dumbly trusting. I'll understand. Very well.
They've been batting us off for years. Granted, the Drow have not been trying as hard as they probably could. Whoever's in charge of this front is honestly embarrassing themselves, but they have managed. They're not completely stupid.
Not completely, mind you.
Yeah. I mean, they're still here, and that's an accomplishment.
Okay.
Well, Gundra just, or Gundra, Keeluth just kind of shrugs. I
Anyone
want to
else?
leave this city as quickly as possible, but I realize I've said that about every city we've entered,
Mm-hmm.
though I
You've
feel
said
like
this a
it's
lot,
not been
yes.
without good reason.
No, this is. I mean, of all the places we have been though, this is the place that seems the most
Gullible,
well.
vulnerable.
Not what I was going to say. I was going to say
Okay.
safe in terms of no external demonic threats.
You know, just the internal ones. They have some sort of slime problem we've been told about, and after that strange sentient one followed us around, we're just not
I'm going
to.
to say that's the deep gnomes problem.
Well, the
I-
other
To be
thing about
very
that
honest.
is all of the other places, the demonic threat had to become internal at some point. It sounds like these oozes are still have not influenced the minds of the citizens as much as the other places we have been.
Gundra doesn't say anything, but he kind of gives a really sort of look.
Furry shrugs.
I think it
Or
would
now.
be best to leave demons to the fate of those the demons have taken interest in.
Hmm.
But everything else we can
Oh,
do.
entirely agreed.
This won't
But
be long.
I am also not opposed if we do end up needing to stay here. To stay here for longer. There's a lot of surface world cooking that I still need to learn. So,
I think we'll learn surface world cooking best by being on the surface.
Rogi, I don't think
Much
you.
as I'm
Yes.
loath to go, it
Rogi-
seems to be more the only option we have.
Rogi, I would like you to look at me, and I would like you to think of why I look the way I do right now.
And also why Keyleth wasn't allowed to leave. was just staying back at home.
Well,
At the
yes.
end.
but you have been doing so good at the deceiving so far.
On the surface, you're going to have to do the same, and this is Thodane and myself. Periodically, at least.
I
Wait,
have
what?
an alternate. I have an alternate
What?
plan entirely for the surface.
I can't do that.
It's not going to need to be doing a thing. We're just going to have to.
Duergar has much of a reputation as the drow.
You do. So listen.
Yes, but I am an outcast. Won't they know that?
No, they'll assume. Here's the thing. The surface interacts with our kind so little, they might not know what to do. That is the first chip in the stone we're going to make use of. From then on, it is a matter of gaining a pike that we can drive into until we are embedded within it.
I am sure they sell pikes on the surface.
What?
I'm fully capable of impaling any surfacer with a pike, don't worry.
Don't do that. That's the opposite of what we want. We want them to think that we're harming
You
them.
just said we want the pike.
It's a metaphor for ingratiating ourselves into an overworld society.
Are
Surface
you telling
metaphor,
me
just-
that on
you're
the
just arguing
surface,
more towards not going towards the surface.
It's not like
in
we're
order
going to go
ingratiate
to-
people, they stab each other with pikes?
No, it is a metaphor
that's the
for
case, I've
slowly,
underestimated them.
subtly drilling ourselves in to a overworld society. We are going to. It is a matter of finding a weak point and then drilling it until we are so far embedded we cannot be removed.
That is not how you use a pike, but I understand.
The motion is what mattered.
Rogi will turn
Keyleth
to
goes
Thodane
over and
then
pats
Dwarven.
Gundra's shoulder, gives him a little smirk. It's okay, you're a wizard.
You are literally a dumb idiot who beats things with a sword for a living. You cannot tell, you fucking rat bastard. Do not talk down to me.
You rat
Keyleth's
bastard.
just smiling. His smile's just getting wider and wider the longer Gundra goes.
You lived on the
Is this
fuck.
what you want? You rats!
You drank water.
You rats!
You drank water from the gutter of. He's walking away while saying this. You drank water from the gutters of the stench streets, and you're talking down to me. Fuck off. Which is the least overworld drow thing he could do publicly, which is talk about Heluth's status openly.
At this point, Tappy,
Keyleth's gonna go
Tappy
look down at
Strap
Lucy.
kind of looks through like the over the bar where she placed out some like drink. Goes, "Are you guys okay?"
My brother's an idiot. That's what's happening. Just ignore it.
Okay. Goes back into the kitchen.
Fuck. He goes back to his room before he exposes himself. He's
So mad his illusion comes off.
he's going to just proclaim. He's just imagining himself at this point saying, "I am a proud member of House Myvert, and you're just some underworld trash." Like publicly in the middle of fucking Blingdenstone, and how he will be immediately shot with like 9 crossbows.
This is correct.
Keyleth's just gonna look down at Rogi. You know? I think
No.
Gundra's getting better.
You think so?
What way?
Is that better?
Of course. He was all sniveling and mopey over his death.
He's
gotten
you're
better.
right. Now he's getting angry and aggressive again. Oh, you're right. Maybe he is better.
Of course he is. And of course I'm
Is-
right.
Is so is that how emotions work for you guys? When you are doing good, you are angry and self-entitled?
Keyleth just kind of pauses and
Self-entitled.
blinks at that. Self-entitled.
Well, I mean, the reason he got angry was because you insulted him. He has very big ego.
He does not have one larger than what he is owed. Though don't tell him I say him that. Don't tell him I said that.
Huh.
He's a wizard. A noble. Well, Keyleth just dropped his voice. A noble wizard. He is much to be
Nate,
proud of, and much that is owed to him.
I know that wizards keep their knowledge and their ability to use magic in their head. And that's also where people's egos are stored. Does that mean all wizards have big egos?
Yes.
The more knowledge you get, the more big your head becomes. This makes sense. Wow. You have
Why I
taught me
have no
something,
knowledge
Keyleth.
in my
Thank
head.
you.
You're welcome. Anytime you have questions about anything, come to me. I have answers.
So anger. Anger is how I know you guys are doing well.
No, happiness, bloodlust, that is how you know people are doing well. Well, it depends on who they are, but usually when there's a copious amount of bloodlust and,
Did you
know,
say happiness at
sadistic laughter.
I have now experienced a lot of different emotions from a lot of different mushrooms who have encountered a lot of different people. Not often is bloodlust and happiness associated with each other.
It's because you have not encountered enough drow.
You
My
know,
friend-
there was the memory of an orc once that did
Keyleth
equate those two things as
immediately
similar.
scowls at being compared to an orc.
Oh, look, you're angry. I've done. Wait. Is this where
I'm
I
not-
shut up, or is this?
I'm
what
not angry, I'm annoyed. And yes, this is where you shut up.
Okay.
Alright then. What are Thodane and Frankie doing? Thodane? Frankie?
I'm just observing.
Okay. Thodane?
Meow.
Yeah,
What you doing?
yeah.
What you doing?
What's Thodane doing?
Well,
Stop dungeoning!
dungeoning?
Yeah.
What you talking about, boy?
Getting on Final Fantasy 14, seeing you playing.
I'm not on it.
You can't hide from it. What are you doing? What's Thodane doing? Is there something Thodane would like to do? Is there something Frankie would like to do in the meantime?
Well, Thodane is gonna spend 6 hours transcribing.
Okay. I assume your buddy will be there to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like,
What do you mean, Gundra?
yeah, Gundra comes in
That's funny.
angry, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do this. Come to my room. There's a place to like lean everything against.
Chop
Less a,
chop.
it's less a desk and more a footstool to us, but we'll do it."
Plus a desk. No, actually, all the furniture here is normal people.
That's
size.
true. Okay, yeah. It's like, okay, there is a
This is-
small
this is-
desk that
this
will
is-
fit one and a
This
half
is
of our books.
specifically built for medium creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Great.
we just write stuff for a few hours. Eventually, disguise washes away. We double check that the door is closed.
And locked.
Perfect.
At some point, Tappy's gonna come in like, "Do you boys need anything?" Oh,
She just opens up a door that's locked.
she might have the. She probably has the key.
She has the key, but goodness me, woman manners.
No.
Oh, I think Gundra's go-to was just like, "Don't come in. I'm not presentable."
I'm
Which-
not-
naked.
The
I'm
dwarf
naked.
is in there. He doesn't ever. He never says naked. He always says, "I'm not presentable." If they think naked, that's on them. But the dwarf is in there.
It would be off-putting to walk in and see a drow and a dwarf together in harmony.
Not really.
Like, for maybe deeper down, maybe closer to Menzo Brazan.
Duergar and Drow work together
That's
quite
true, that's
frequently.
true.
They also try to kill each other quite frequently, but
Maybe
they,
if we
they
were
work
normal
together quite
dwarves.
frequently.
They oscillate between the two in an instant.
It depends on the scenario. If they say, hey, there's a fucking demon down there, and it's coming towards us, they're like, okay, we work together for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
Or until we die, whichever comes first.
Alright, well, if nothing's going on, I'd say, yeah, sure enough. 6 hours probably pass. You get to, like, closer to the end of the day. You transcribe all your spells. So go ahead and add those.
60 gold gone.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to do for the day, or pretty good?
No, I'm just gonna enjoy any food that Rogi makes.
All right, Rogi, you
Oh, yeah.
you continue to help out with cooking all the meals, and as the place at night kind of becomes, well, quote unquote night, becomes busier. You find yourself helping out more and more in the kitchen, and it's great. You're learning so much about surface world foods. Did you know there's a thing called sugar? It's
There's-
amazing.
What?
It's so sweet, so delicious. You can use them to make pastries.
Actually, wait. I feel like Rogi would try very hard to make pastries and get into baking. But since baking is more of a mathematical, requires attention to detail kind of thing, he's probably not very good at it.
No, it does not.
He's very good at cooking. He's not good at baking.
All
Listen,
your
buddy, you just put flour, water,
Eventually
and
something will come
butter
out.
and a thing together. You got bread.
you listed too many stats. I couldn't do
Yeah,
You're talking to someone who just baked 2 pizzas from scratch.
but you
That's,
need
that's really hard to do. I wouldn't.
a
I
normal
wouldn't have thought
ratio. Like, you need
Nah.
a certain ratio of all of those things together, and I highly doubt Rogi could get it right.
Listen,
No, you just do it till it's not sticky.
Yeah,
There's no
that's-
math.
look,
You just do it till it's not sticky.
That's fair. You know what? Okay.
he's
Maybe
also in his
Rogi would
experimental
probably
phase.
intuitively be-
He's also in
he
his
is.
experimental phase in all of this, so it's fine for him to not get it right away. Eventually, like, he'll never use a measuring cup in his entire life. He's
Oh,
got that
God, no.
1920s cooking mindset. It's just you just add until you think it's enough. Then
You know what? Rogi's
3 pounds of lard.
measure nothing. If you have a spoon that happens to get the right amount, you keep that spoon around. You mark it with like a little thing, so you know this is the spoon whenever you're making croissants.
I'm
Croissant.
sure that at some point, what's the name of the person who's in charge of this inn, Daniel?
Happy foam strap.
Miss Foamstrap probably told Rogi to like make a loaf of bread for like a table of 2, and he just made enough bread by just adding ingredients in to really feed about 10 people.
And he just split up. It's like, hey, wait, we got too much bread. How much you want? Here, you go. God. Gunter's gonna get so fat. Like, he's so fat. Gunter doesn't eat enough to begin with. I'm glad that he's being forced around this kind of food.
Alright. I'd say we get back to the end of the day. You guys probably retire to your rooms and start up the next day. Your 2 big things you can do is Operation Ooh There, and looking into the ooze rumors on the northwestern part of the settlement. Or Operation Exterminate, which is dealing with the Gold Whisker clan. These are actually the names of these quests, by the way.
I figured.
Frankie, do you feel like trying to negotiate with rat people today?
I don't negotiate with rats.
You rats.
Why?
Why not?
They obey, and that's all.
very intelligent creatures, and they sometimes will
Wait,
lead
do
you.
you?
But they're very good for negotiating.
Is this a term for somebody who's like sneaky and? Because these are literal rats, and I feel that's different.
Rogie, your
On the
Gavin showing.
surface, rats are not a good thing.
They're not a good thing anyway. They carry disease, like. But these are sentient people rats, with like the ability to communicate and.
Yeah, I still don't trust them.
I mean that's fair, but
We
You-
still need to collect what's owed to us from Topsy and Turvy.
Or kill them, right?
Keyleth smiles.
the queen really wanted us to try to integrate them into their city.
Well,
If we
then
don't,
we
if
kill
we
them
can't,
and say we tried.
well, it's better to get the woman's favor than the man's. You do know this, right? It's just
Ah, that's true. Gundra has a point.
we
God
we at least
damn.
should attempt diplomacy. As soon as that breaks through, set them on fire. Who cares? But we should attempt
This-
diplomacy.
This makes sense. I agree with this.
You can't go back from killing somebody unless you're very rich and have the approval of several priestesses.
Or just don't get caught. Alright, let's go.
Onward.
All right, we head towards the northeast. You said? I'm forgetting where it is.
It is approximately. It's like in this upper blocked off area over here. Very north. Yeah, it's like northeast.
Mm-hmm. I've mostly been seeing that like weird shamble of nonsense in the top corner. I've been like, that's probably where they hang out.
Yeah, this is called the Gold Whisker Warrens over here. Not that shamble, that's in a different spot.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's. You were told where the oozes were.
Oh, okay, that's where the uses are. Okay,
Slime Town.
hopefully these. Gundra actually thinks about that and is worried because I am worried.
You don't want to go to Slime Town?
I'm mostly worried that the rats are close to Slime Town. This could. Gundra briefly says, if the rats are literally mad because of certain goings-ons, we can skip a few steps.
Keyleth just pats the hilt of the sword.
If they seem to have some sort of leadership, that seems mostly alright. We'll go through with the plan, but outside of that. Alright.
So, at this point, you are led to a main entrance. It seems like the Deep Gnomes have installed locked doors to close off this section of their warrens.
Hi, we're here to try to be a impartial third party to the rat situation.
Hmm.
I'm not here to be impartial, but
We have our own biases, that's true, but you know.
Well,
They're-
if you want to go in, it's your funeral. There's traps everywhere.
Oh, wonderful. Good to know that.
it'll be like living at home. Let's go.
You're like living at home.
Did they have traps in
I
your home?
probably wouldn't say that if
Keeluth's still Keeluth. He, like...
Keyleth is still Keyleth. He's
No, I'm
open
aware. I just-
drow.
Oh, that sounds awful. Alright, let me look something up real quick.
Gundra.
Mm-hmm. Kendra has been going by Myathal for a while, but if we're not around other people... Oh, what the...
I'll just say you aren't.
What was that? Rio, you good? You disappeared for a half second.
Yeah, I accidentally opened my music software and it fucked up my audio output. I was like, what is happening?
You grabbed Gundra's attention?
Yes.
Remember, remember it's
well,
Myathal whenever
not,
we're around the
not
gnomes.
in game, but it would be, we have to roll the same initiative from now on so that we can hit creatures with 2 lightning bolts at once.
I should put lightning bolt up. Yeah.
That would be crazy as fuck. I'll just like hold my action, and then if you go after me, we'll hit it with 2 lightning bolts at once.
You do know the saying, "A lightning doesn't strike the same place twice," doesn't actually mean we can't strike the same people with lightning, right?
Absolutely.
We can do it one after the other.
I'm a
it's
rebel,
fine.
so I would love to disprove that theory.
Well, yeah. Then we have to do it out of step with one another. It'll be fine.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Now help me look for. This is half in character, half out of character, but still.
Right.
Help me look for traps.
What?
Okay. If anyone would like to look for traps, now's your chance to roll.
Big
Right.
19 from the normal elf.
From the normal elf.
Normal
You mean the
elf.
abnormal elf?
No, he's normal.
No.
To these people, normativity is relative. It's one of the first states you learn whenever you start to get into creating illusionary magics. So you see, everything is
Oh,
a
wow.
reference point from one's own idea of reality. So you must incorporate that so you can convincingly create something that will fool whoever you are showing it to. Like, let's say I was trying to convince you that there's a strange
Brother.
creature.
As much
been
as I
there.
have frequently learned to show affection for you in these recent days, I will hit you if you continue speaking.
I try to teach you.
You
This is
have the nerve.
I try to tell. God, just
Okay.
Gundra wants to teach people about like fucking the nature of existence, and people are like, "This is boring. Stop talking to me." And he's just like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you?" I just want to explain how things can be or can't be in the most dry and boring way possible. What's wrong with you?
As you're walking, you both the wizards notice there are a series of small wire traps. When looked through, they seem to be attached to bells and whatnot, up on old
Just
ruined
step.
buildings. You can more than likely
Just
carefully
step over
disarm
'em.
these traps.
I'll just push Gundra into the first one.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Are they easy enough to just not touch? Are they
Not
like
exactly.
tripwires?
They're like tripwires, but they're very thin and they're kind of just all over their only
If they're
path
pointed
forward.
out to Keyleth, can he just cut them?
Yes.
Alright, he'll take his dagger and just get slicing.
As
Mhm.
you get
Try not to yank any.
slicing, there's a moment where you hear a squeak, and then a lot of squeaks, and then 4 were-rats descend upon you. Roll initiative as I transfer the map.
How ridiculous this is. This is the second night in a row where I've had to deal with a bunch of were creatures.
You're welcome.
Were creatures are fun. I like them. I think it's cool when a werewolf shows up and he's just a big dude.
Right.
Yeah, it's great and all until they ingest your
So
fellow
what
party
I'm hearing
members.
is that Gavin keeps stealing my campaign.
Well, technically he went first.
No. Technically, I went first because this is the book.
This is
That's
all
all
played
good.
out.
This was a book written before Gavin played D&D.
I need to find a
True.
good were-shark stat block.
Where sharks?
Yeah, were-shark. I have a sea-based campaign I'm doing with everybody. Were-sharks are technically holy, I think, in some people's, because the god of the god of the ocean in my campaign is a man with a shark head. He's not a were-shark. He's just a dude that happens to have a shark head. But it's similar enough that people are like, that's probably religious.
Anyone else gonna roll initiative or?
In his life.
Absolutely.
Keyleth did.
I'm sitting this one out.
I'm aware. Hey, Keelan, if you know you did already, well, I don't need to hear that you did it.
I rolled an 18 in initiative, being the superior that I am.
All right, where rats go first? Let me play some battle music for y'all.
Do we got everybody?
I believe so.
I'm seeing 5. Oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
so Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
All right. Where rats will go first for their surprise round.
Damn them.
Let's see. They whisper and screech to each other. One of them even says, "Don't bite. Do not give them the gift." But they do charge at you.
How selfish.
I know, right? What dick.
I am so fucking just to hear whenever you start a battle with the disease-carrying ratmen of this town, and they start with, "Hey, don't give them the diseases we have. They don't deserve it." I'm relieved. I'm happy.
Thank goodness. The were-rats are
Alright.
leaving us alone.
Okay.
For bites.
Gundra, you will take 2 attacks. Yep, 2. 2 short sword attacks. Let's see. That is a 6, and that is a 14.
14.
Swords?
14
No, I meant
is my
Gundra.
AC at the moment, so
Where's the
meat
second
beats.
were-rat?
There's a were-rat right next to Gundra.
Oh, okay. You said 2.
You said the 14 hits?
The 14 meets, so it beats.
Okay. That's 7 piercing damage. The
No,
other
it's
one
not.
Oh, are you gonna try to intercept?
Deception.
Give me that.
Okay, you take no damage.
Keelu just slices, or from where they're standing, that's probably his shield hand actually. So he just bashes the sword away from you, Gundra.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Keeluth, the other were-rat will make 2 attacks against you. That's a 10, and that is a 22.
Dang. Okay.
That's 7 piercing damage.
Fine.
Rogi, you're gonna take 2 attacks.
Please
That's a
don't.
9, and that's an 8. A no.
Both miss.
Frankie, you take 2 attacks, so that will be a 6, and that's a 17.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you take 3 piercing damage. Okay. At that, we start at the top of the round. Rogi, you're up.
Alrighty then. Well, hearing what everyone else has said, but knowing that the only solution to my problems is kill them all, Rogi will take out his rapier and begin a stabbing. The person right in front of him. Yeah, there's not really a good way to go flanking or anything, so we'll do that. But he will be screaming as he do, "We just want to talk!"
Not you. You want to kill.
Well, here's the thing. He is killing. He's also stating our intentions.
Yes. Alright. Oh, no, I won't spells yet. I'll save spells. Rapier!
Okay, that
That
hits.
hit. So that is... And I'll add the favored foe damage onto that, so that is, yeah, 17 in total.
Damn. Alright. You laid this creature pretty low. Took out almost half its health in just one move.
Alright, second attack then.
Okay.
Bring him home.
13.
That hit.
Oh shit.
You said that's 15?
Yep.
He has 1 health left.
It always happens.
We will leave it to others to decide if it's non-lethal damage or not. But
Okay.
that's
Keelu,
staying.
you're up.
Hey.
You can carve into one or
get
get a kill
to-
steal.
Get the last hit.
Of course, I'm getting the last hit, and then also
Well,
I'm
you're not.
stabbing someone else. Oh, that's a natural one.
It's not one.
Well, he'll leave the kill for Rogi then, and
hit somebody else. Hit the guy.
Actually, has that were rat taken a turn yet? The one that's at 1 HP.
They all have not. They all start.
They all have yet to go on the. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Take them out.
Okay, and with that, boom, you slice him down. Not, I assume lethal damage.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yes.
They all squeal as their were-rat kindred is fallen. You're gonna take 4 attacks, Kilu, from the 2 were-rats next to you.
Just as an observation, I think the two people who would be most invested in peace for various reasons both have the "it's time to kill" brain feature.
Yep.
Yep.
Does a 16 hit?
No.
Well, then none of these attack hit you.
Good.
The other one will move and go for Thodane. Does a 22 hit?
Heck,
Does a
me
14
beats.
does a 14 hit?
14 might hit. It
Might or does?
does hit.
Okay, in total you will take, let's see,
Was that
15.
hesitance you thinking of using a shield?
Hesitance was roll 20 loading.
I see.
You take 15 points of piercing damage
Ouch.
total. Alright. Gundra.
I'm very upset about this, but the solution to my problems is to kill them all. So, you know how it be. 4 seems like a very small amount for what we've been described as a clan of were-rats. So I'm gonna see. I might actually stay there now that I think about it. And I am going to cast Shadow Blade as a bonus action. We're going to keep it at 2nd level because these guys don't seem particularly hardy. And yeah, we're just going to attempt to kill these motherfuckers.
Okay. 22 does hit. 16 damage.
He stabs into this one, like the psychic pulse goes through it, and he says, "We were trying to talk to your leader so we could negotiate peace, you idiots." And he pulls it out, like, as roughly and harshly as he can.
Jesus. Alright. Anything else you would like to do?
Bonus, that's my bonus in my action, so, you know, I'm done.
Alright, Thodane, you're up.
Well,
There's a dude there.
yeah, there
Kiss him. Kiss that dude.
Return him into a human. For kissing him.
is.
Forget that he's a gnome.
He's a prince. Kiss him.
Where is Prince Dendril? How's Prince Dendril doing?
Prince Torendo?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Yeah, I mean, you haven't checked up with him for a while, have you?
I mean,
not
he's-
since last session.
Yeah, he's been around. He has his own room, I
Yeah.
assume. But
Yeah.
Yep.
aside from that, like, you know,
Probably
He's-
sleeps with Jim Jar.
Jim Jar will let us know if he's getting too bad.
Will he?
Hopefully, Jim Jar's been a cool dude so far.
Jim Jar's a cool dude.
At the very least, I trust Jim Jar to be able to hit the fucking road if Durandril completely loses it.
I will cast. I'll
You'll do
turn
this
this
at
one
night.
next to me, and I'm gonna cast a 3rd level magic missile right in his face.
Damn.
Get him.
Big old
Rolling.
blunderbuss to the face.
Headshot.
Kill. Tacular.
So, 15 plus 6, 21.
Oh, this guy's nearly dead. but not dead. Alright.
I'm moving.
You're gonna move?
I am not going to move.
Okay. I was like, oh, you do you.
You
Frankie,
can do a
you're
funny
up.
rotate thing if you
Alright.
wanted to.
I was going to until that guy moved up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Time to draw the sun sword.
Oh no.
Everyone prepare to be
Whee!
blinded.
I wonder if these guys are
no.
weak to it.
And that's how you scatter the roaches.
Cha.
Thodane, we're roaches.
I know.
And then I will attack the one above.
Everyone becomes blind except the were-rats.
And Frankie.
And Frankie.
Damn.
Okay, well that's just 4 radiant damage. You're
Boy,
attacking
bring in all the radiant.
Until
4
I
radiant damage. He's
until I
still...
do the psychic blades.
Okay. So he's still
Ching,
up.
ching.
Psychic blades. He's still up. He's very weak though.
Damn.
You gotta hand it to him. He's tenacious.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Rogi, you have blind sight, which is nice.
Close my eyes as a free action.
No, it is a bonus action.
I close my eyes manually.
One at a time.
It'll take 3 rounds to complete.
You know what? Keeluth stabbed the one in front of me, so I'll stab the one in front of Keeluth.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Let me
That's
see
fucking
The nightmare
teamwork.
work.
favorite foe real quick. Favored enemy. Yep, okay, so it's just one person. So I will not use favored foe this time.
It is as they say, Rogi. Teamwork allows the conspiracy to flourish.
Yes, of course.
13 hits them, right?
Yes, Daniel.
13 does hit. Correct.
Cool.
Sorry, I didn't
Then
see that.
I will throw the extra 1d6 of piercing damage from my swarm on there as well.
Okay. He's still up. Is this the one that was weakened or the one in front of Keelan?
I think it's this one.
Okay, yeah. Thought so. Alright.
And second attack,
Okay, that hits. 5 piercing.
extra 5 on top of that. And I can't add anything to it, so...
So just 5.
Yeah, 16 total. Oh, that's funny.
God damn it.
You cannot enlarge and reduce. There is not enough space.
You will die.
You will turn into a cube.
Just trying to read it and make it go away, and then it went down, so...
Right?
Alright. Keelan,
Alright,
you're
that's my
up.
turn.
Keeluth, fun
Me.
fact, both rats, I believe, have the exact same health, because I did 16 to this one, and he just did 16 to this one.
Perfect.
You don't know that. You don't know that they're at the same health.
Daniel, I'm counting cards over here. You can't
No.
stop me.
That's illegal.
The same amount of blood gushing out of them.
It's so true.
So, you just want to kill one of them?
You know what? Sure. Let's get the one closest to Gundra.
Okay, he is dead. You slice his ass up. Both attacks. Alright, is that your turn?
Sure, why not?
With that, the rats screech and screech. And they say, run, retreat, run, yes, retreat. They are going to use a disengage action. And
How dare they?
Sentinel.
run. Actually, how far can they? 30 feet.
Sentinel, counterspell.
That's 30, right? I didn't get that right.
I would suggest moving them towards an alleyway, air quotes, because...
Yeah. Well, they're
But,
not that
yeah.
smart.
Okay. I mean, this is their area. This is their home. they know a place they gotta get. They should run to it. But at the same time, I feel you. Sometimes there's no good place.
I think it's cute that they think they're gonna get away.
Mm-hmm.
They screech and they run. All right, that's their turn. Gundra.
The solution to my problems isn't letting them run away. So we're going to just step over here and do something I haven't done in a while. But firebolts.
Oh.
Minimum damage.
Almaz.
Which one?
I think I'm going to do this one since it got the most damage towards it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, minimum damage firebolt to this motherfucker.
That one doesn't have much of a face
It has
left.
2 HP left.
Yeah, I like to imagine my thing basically hit between its legs, barely even considering direct damage.
It bounced off his nutsack. He's running. Okay. So Dane.
How hurt is the other one?
One of them has 2 HP. The other one is at least half health.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, so you didn't kill the one with the firebolt?
No,
I'm
unfortunately,
gonna do the same thing.
I literally rolled minimum damage. It's I just
He did half its HP just then, which is 2.
Okay. Let me click the thing that does the thing.
do it now.
I'm gonna do the same thing after seeing that.
Firebolt? Which one are you attacking?
I'm attacking the other one.
The other
Okay.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. You attack the other one. He's still alive. He's still alive. Just barely. Boom. They're both incredibly weakened and very scarred.
I also think you're
Running
inside of
away.
the radius of light,
I'll
so
I'll
yeah.
just say you moved into
yeah,
it.
moved first and then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck-
Frankie, you're up.
I'm running from the Dawnbringer as usual.
It might be coming to you. He's got plenty of movement. He can just slice their ass.
No, the sun! The sun!
Why does he have to be faster than me?
You
The
could
sun's following you.
you could literally
Like
attack either of them.
Like the goggles of Riddick. No, crematoria.
I think this one has more health than this one. I think. I don't really know what their health bar is, but this guy's taken only 30, and I think this guy's taken over 30. Something.
They have a 1 HP difference.
Yeah.
Okay, you have
2 and
2
3.
potential kills here. Do as you
Before
want.
this rat can get away, I'm gonna move here.
Oh,
And-
nice.
Skewer.
And I will use Charm Person.
Ooh.
It is disadvantaged because you are hostile.
Humanoid?
Well, let me look up.
Yes.
It's a humanoid you can see
It is
within
a
range.
humanoid.
Yeah, it's a
Lit.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a. I think its stat block says it's a humanoid were-rat.
Shape changer.
Yes.
Clutch.
I think it's humanoid shape changer. Parentheses were rat.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand in front of him and kind of raise my hand up like a stop motion and just
I
stay.
believe it does have
Calm.
advantage against getting through this because it is hostile to you.
Yeah, but you know, the advantage isn't
But-
success.
It could be dumb. Very
What is it?
unwise, rather.
What does it need to be?
15.
15.
15. It did roll a 16, so that's a no-go.
Yeah,
It was a
I
good
got it.
try, though.
I got a
That's a
16
very good
and a
try.
13, but it was a solid attempt.
Super close.
Crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn, I guess. I can't do more than one action because I'm a
Yeah.
bard.
Rogi.
Biggest mistake.
Weird question.
Worst career decision of my life.
I can take one swing and then I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
That's most classes.
Yeah.
Fighters are just dumb.
Yeah. Like we have the benefits in that we can do a single action and create a massive explosion that kills an entire city. But that's only one action, so we can only do one thing per action.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah, what's up?
So this is the first time I think that Rogi has truly processed and realized that he is killing things even though he doesn't necessarily want to.
Okay.
Is there any way that he could try to fight against his madness and non-lethally shoot something? No? Okay, cool. Then he'll shoot this one.
Okay.
But we did talk about how Gundra and Rogi can be aware of their madness.
Becoming aware of it, I think, is the first step in being able to actually process and heal it.
Then this is definitely Rogi's first full moment of, oh, something might be wrong with me.
After the battle, I think we'll both kind of have a moment of, why did we do that? That wasn't
Brain
needed.
broken.
Sunlight is... Actually, can I reach? I might be able to reach him now. I can. Wow.
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 Stab.
Okay.
Stab
Now.
with advantage. Oh, thank the gods.
Yeah, good thing. Alright, you fucking slay this were-rat prick.
That's 20 feet, and... No, you're just out of range.
Just out of range.
Oh, but you know what I am going to do?
Shoot him.
Eyes still closed. 5. So that he is within 10 feet of me so I can see him with my blind sight.
Yeah,
And shoot him with my hand crossbow.
That hits. Wow. Yeah, you fucking nail him, and you splash one dude down, and you shoot the other in the back. He falls over dead.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I thank you.
Da 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 da.
Excellent job, Rogi.
Apparently
thank
these
you.
things are going to attack us without even listening. So,
I tried to tell them that we wanted to talk.
I know, they
They
just...
didn't listen. Whoa.
Let's attempt diplomacy in the coming further. Let's hide these bodies first so we don't get attached to this.
Rogi immediately looks confused. Why did I wanted
We're-
to talk. Why
Rogi,
did
we're
I...
hiding the bodies so they don't know we killed them. That's why.
No. Okay. He just grabs a body and begins helping.
Yeah. I don't think
I'll
we're...
be right back.
I don't think we're hiding... My personal opinion is that we're not hiding them well, unless Frankie happens to know how to hide a body well. But I don't think we really care. We're just trying to make it not as obvious that we just slaughtered some of them. Gundra is talking as if this is just a small misstep in our chance of diplomacy.
Yep.
But
Agreed.
I fully expect him to walk into the Rat King's throne room and for him to ready one of his like fireball necklace beads and just be like, "Hey, you're making peace or you're dying."
It's true drow diplomacy.
I will say it is difficult to kill the were-rats when I have 2 cute little rats that I'm petting right now.
What's
Were-rats-
the difference? There's cute rats, and then there's vicious beasts.
For 3 nights every
Oh,
month
wow.
or so, they look just like those rats. Probably a little bigger.
God.
Probably a little bigger
Oh, God.
actually. I think they turn into giant rats.
Gavin, never forget. That's the first thing that killed us in Neverwinter Nights.
You're not wrong.
I
You're a vicious beast, aren't you, Alora? Yes, you are.
I am remembering that I like to make my own tokens for things because it's just a very easy thing to do.
That's fair.
But in my first campaign that I've ever did, I gave my older brother's character a gray bag of tricks, which allows you to just summon an animal, and it's like summon animal
Oh, yeah.
from a very specific list of things.
I think the first campaign I played in long term had that as well.
Yeah, I made a token for all of them, and I was just going through art, seeing, hey, what's a good panther picture? What's a good this picture? But giant rat was one of the options, and I just went with this.
Wait. God, you motherfucker.
I forgot
used-
about that.
He saw some brown mold on it,
What
like
is this rat thing?
Uh,
You don't recognize it?
No.
there's they were in a dungeon and they saw some brown mold, and I was like giving this seems like a little weird hints. He's like, okay, I'm gonna pull my hand in a bag of tricks, and it's like, oh, you summon a rat, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna tell it to stand in that stuff, and I said, okay, you got it, boss. Like, can you talk? No, you're just going insane. And then he went in there, and I described it as a sheet of ice covered the rat, and then it poofed away like it should whenever its HP goes to 0, leaving just a shell of a rat-shaped thing.
God. Fucking
Gavin,
Christ.
You should have gotten 2 white cats and named one Pinky and the other one Brain. And none of you will get that reference.
It's Pinky in the
Pinky
Brain.
in the brain,
No
It's
one here is
Animaniacs.
not gonna get that
Well,
right.
judging by the 5 seconds of silence, I assume
That just
you all
means,
did.
just means it
Died
wasn't funny.
5
waited
seconds.
from
You,
an
instant
you.
heart
There was
attack.
no breath between those statements. Everybody knows the Pinky and the Brain. They're the funny little guys. He became president once. How did that happen? He's a rat.
Except for the Zoomers.
Because he's a
The
good
Zoomers don't
politician.
know.
God.
And bless
Anyways.
them, they're allowed not to.
I think.
You now have a choice between right and left in the warrens.
Did they seem to be coming from a direction, or were
They
they
seem
just
to have pounced on you as you were disabling the
descending?
trap.
Okay, yeah.
Can I look around to see if there are any rat-shaped tracks, droppings, or scents?
Oh. Okay, roll a survival check. Anyone who would like to, who is proficient in survival.
Dan, would me having
Well, I
having
mean,
keen mind
can
and
I
knowing
just
which ways
Hold on, Gavin. Dane, go ahead.
would me having keen mind and knowing exactly which way is north help me in determining what direction we're heading?
I mean, you know what direction you're heading, but wouldn't help other besides that.
To help out him, he has jack of all trades. He's not proficient in the skill, but he does have
I
a.
would count that. He could then use that.
He just rolled a 21 in survival.
I see that. Yeah.
Haha.
Would Rogi like to roll? Oh.
You can tell there is a strong smell of rat and other odors coming from the north. Going about northwest, however, you see more tracks heading that way.
So, northwest is more tracks, and
North is
north is
strong
more
smells.
scent. Well, I think they are this way, but they often travel. Rugi points to northwest. That direction.
I agree.
Do we want to see where they are now, or where they go to?
I'd say where they go to, that's most likely where they live. We could
Bid up.
take the younglings captive and negotiate from there to have a actual vantage point in the discussion of peace.
Wow.
While I feel that would usually work in a negotiation situation, I wonder if that would encourage them towards peace. It's a tried and true method, don't get me wrong. You take something that they want, and you keep it from them until they agree to your terms. But enraging them seems counterproductive. In any case, are you suggesting the tracks we follow?
I simply am of the notion that where they have been is where they live, and where they're heading towards is... Well, is there any indication from the tracks that there could be either a, could I get any, scent of food or anything to try and determine which way is more of a stationary home and which way is not?
Not precisely. This is a warren. You probably assume this whole place is their home.
The scent feels like someplace that, like you said, they remain stationary. I worry that rats smell exactly the same as were-rats, and they have just a fucking little guy den out there somewhere.
Oh, they absolutely do.
I think in some werewolf myths, sometimes werewolves can be No, this is from World of Darkness, I believe. Sometimes werewolves are born from wolves, and they just have the ability to turn into people when they grow up.
Really
I
good.
fucking love that.
World of Darkness got weird lore.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if you were just a dog your whole life and suddenly you're a person?
Oh,
I mean, that's like 90% of shapeshifters in Japanese lore.
That's
Mhm.
true. That's very true.
Just if something lives to be 100 years old, it
Yeah.
gets to be turned into a person. That's it.
I
Yeah.
am a normal man.
Or it gets another tail. That's typically another one.
That's just nine-tailed foxes.
No, that's also cats.
I know the
Yeah, that's
nine-tailed
right.
fox.
Forgot about
That's
the
the
cat
funny
demon.
man that
And
lives in Naruto.
turtles, I think? Turtles do that as well.
Anyways, stink or feet?
Feet.
They got feet,
Quentin
and you're a girl?
Tarantino.
Let's go.
Listen, I
Stinky
never said
feet.
I was a girl.
Understood. I'm sorry, ma'am. Or
She's
sir.
a woman.
Or,
Alright, here it seems like a relatively empty cavern. And then I will be right back. I really have to pee. I'm sorry. I was gonna start a whole
God,
thing.
you
I
should
thought
have done it
otherwise.
earlier.
I should have. I didn't.
Well, it seems empty. Do you think this is just like a stomping ground or a... Do rats eat meat?
Of
Sometimes,
course
yes?
they do. They frequently feast on corpses.
Yes.
You
but-
know, in the stench streets, they say that being forced to eat rats every day just makes you a secondhand cannibal.
That makes sense.
Wow. I didn't
I-
know I was a second-hand cannibal.
Oh, well, now you do.
Yeah, they eat a
That
lot
is
of...
fascinating.
That is... I've always thought that was a more of a meal of opportunity for these things. I don't know what... If given a lush valley of plenty, what would they go for? I don't...
Ooh, this is a good question. If we find any rats, I can ask them.
That's right, you can talk to these things.
Mhm.
If we find any normal rats, we'll talk to them, see if they can be an advocate for us. I assume were-rats can speak rat. Does that make sense? God, I don't know how lycanthropes work. Any form of them.
Well, if you
Neither
can
do
learn to
I.
speak
I don't make
common, I
it-
assume you can learn to speak rat.
I don't know how to speak common.
You don't know how to speak common? That's going to be important.
That's a surface tongue. I don't care.
Well, that's where
When
we're...
would I ever have to learn that?
In a month from now. I'll help you through it. We'll start with word organization and how that's a little different in their language. And then we'll go with common terms and phrases. And then probably, I don't know, just ask me questions about how to say things in common and I'll tell you.
Alright. How do you say... If you don't do what I say, you will die?
I would tell you that, but I think you should learn to step away from that sort of language when we get to the surface. They're
You
very...
literally just told me to learn common. I'm asking you to teach me common.
I'm saying they're not used to being threatened up there. They react impulsively and strangely. They don't think logically whenever faced with a threat.
Yes.
They're
Frankie,
idiots.
but- Frankie, how often do people threaten each other on the surface?
I'm actually gonna open up my window while you're role playing.
Hourly,
Hourly?
every minute.
Hourly?
It depends on where you go.
That
But
feels
in
like
every facet of class, government, age,
is it like
race.
But still, hourly? That's
is that
far
like
too
direct
low.
open insults or that like or is that like side like speaking out of the side of their mouth sort of thing? Like-
I mean, it's both, and it depends on where you are. If you're in my tavern, people say shit to each other's faces. But since they're in my tavern, they're not allowed to do anything about it.
That just feels like
So
so much.
That's one of my rules: is no violence in the tavern.
That's wonderful. I feel like the constant
Then we
vocal
got-
presence of threats, though, kind of brings a different air to it, even if it is peaceful. Air quotes.
It's mainly
Constant, he said
empty
hourly.
threats. There's really
Oh, so
if I
they
had to
just
put
talk,
numbers
but they don't
behind it,
actually put action to it.
there's very little. You know the term talk the talk, walk the walk. You know. Do they have that down here?
Yes.
Not exactly, but
It's
there is the
it's,
phrase, don't weave webs, you won't walk.
I think that's specific to the elves. down
I
here.
can assume that that's probably
So
the
we
same
don't
as
say
what
that.
we're talking about.
Yes, I doubt you would say that. That seems completely out of you. Why are we just standing
Yeah.
in this empty room? There's nothing here. This is just a hunting ground for them or something.
Should I scare them when we go?
Daniel, I'm
Yes.
looking.
Just scare everyone.
Daniel, Mark is looking at you to say something happens.
He said he was going to go open his window while we were role-playing.
Damn him. I try so hard to set him up and he just fucking goes to piss.
How fast can I use 2 spells?
12
Within
seconds.
6 seconds.
So I can cast minor
You can
illusion on
cast
myself
one,
to make
and
myself
then
glow.
6 seconds later you can cast another.
Minor
Okay.
illusion's a little weird because it's relatively stationary, but yeah, you could do that.
I
Minor
can't cast it on my physical self and move.
You can cast it where you currently are. I have to have a special feature to change my illusion's forms.
All right. Sorry about that.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
If negotiations don't work.
Daniel, you're back. Gundra says, "Why are we just standing in the middle of an open cavern? There's nothing here." And I look at you.
You do that a lot.
I look at you to say something.
Gundra looks
Anyways.
directly at the DM expectantly.
Anytime now, DM. At this point, you're in an open cavern where, from little pockets along the walls and through the flooring, you start to see people, and then were-rat and rat. A small crowd has gathered here. Most of the assembled creatures are deep gnomes, but some have rat-like features, including a fat specimen standing in front of the others, smiling at you with jagged buck teeth.
Can't imagine he's anywhere close to Frankie's size.
Peace. Peace, the big were-rat says. He takes a step forward, and arms extended and hands open. Chip Grimm's the name. I'm chief of the Gold Whisker clan. Shall we talk?
Yes, wonderful. We are liaisons for the Greater Blingdenstone rulership, and they are interested in integrating your clan into the rest of the Greater Blingdenstone area. They wish to not be at odds with you. They wish to focus forward and face.
He stops you right there, and then he beckons you to follow him up onto this other plateau.
Gundra kind of gives everybody else a look, but like starts walking up to it.
The stairs lead to the
Rogue
top
Eagle.
of this rise.
Follow?
Where the
Like, we can come with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just the guy that started talking first.
The
Probably
stairs
should have been
lead
Frankie,
to the
but we're good.
The stairs lead to the top of this rise, where the floor is covered with a soft and well-manicured carpet of green moss. The were-rat chief sits on a stone chair flanked by 2 giant rats. Draped over the chair's back is a cave badger pelt. Let's get down to the brass hobnails then. You were sent by the digger Matax.
Mhm.
And in reality, it's because they want us out, right? Right?
Yes and
Well,
Because
well,
they want what?
they might get their wish soon enough. But in a way they ain't likely to cheer about.
Gotta look to everybody.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Explain?
Seems all of you are in the dark about this too, along with the rest of Blingdenstone. I You're about to get a rude awakening. They worry about us, but we're not the ones you gotta be worried about.
Is this about
Insight
demon lord?
check.
I don't know nothing about demon lords.
Insight check.
Insight.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh,
Well,
unfortunate.
that's unfortunate. 10 and a 10. What did you roll to get
3
that?
on both of them. That was just a
3.
bad roll.
Jeez. He seems quite earnest, but he's a little hard to read. Rogi.
Okay.
You know, he twitches his nose. A lot of features you would about him, and a lot of ticks he's doing, you would think suspicious, but you're kind of observing him and the rest of the were-rats, and you see they're just normal were-rat behavior.
Mm-hmm. They're
Twitching of
twitching.
the nose, scratching of the ear. Like, it looks like nervous ticks, but now you're starting to figure that's probably not it. He's probably just being honest.
What, pray tell, is this threat?
All the oozes down in the north.
You said it wasn't demon lords. It's demon lords.
I don't know nothing about demon lords. I just know all these oozes are coming together from some mysterious figure.
It's called a demon lord.
Nah. Unless the demon lord's about 3 feet high, I don't think so.
They can change their appearance. Sorry, Gundra, they can change their appearance.
Let's let
They
him
do that.
describe. Let's let him describe what's going on exactly. There's.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is my bargaining chip right here. And I would like to make a bargain.
Keyleth just throws up his hands and like walks to the back of the room and just like leans up against one of the walls and crosses his arms. Just
I thought
letting
you would feel at
everyone
home.
else handle this.
I figured you would feel at home with all this bark.
Keyleth just like yawns and doesn't even interact anymore.
Okay.
How is a secondary threat to the city a bargaining chip for you?
Because I know who's involved, who's leading it all, and I know what the threat is. The real threat, the mass of it. Now, if you could secure a meeting with a Digger Matak to discuss our residency here in Blingdenstone and our warrant permanently without being accosted, then I'll tell you everything you would want to know. It's simple, really.
Frankie,
Rogi
where's
looks
your
to
magic?
Frankie, the negotiator,
I'm
and says
gonna.
nothing.
I don't have insight, but this just feels so. Asking for a meeting with the higher ups, to me the Drow feels like a way to more easily kill them.
Yeah, please give us an attempt at assassination, thanks.
Yeah. I rolled an 8, so I can't tell fucking
No.
shit. But
I'll check this.
yeah,
No.
unfortunately,
Our
you're
major
not rolling higher than a 5 right now, which is the plight of D&D.
Unable to read his mind, I will insist. I'll say, I don't necessarily trust your intentions. I think you
Well-
should tell us what you really intend to do with this meeting.
I think I already have. For too long, we were-rats, since we've taken up residency here, have been just hated. For no good reason, mind you. We keep to ourselves in our warrens. We claim it as our own territory, but these newcomers, these resettlement plans, they keep coming in thinking we're the problem and trying to oust us from our home, which isn't happening. This is my way to make peace.
So you're saying, without any provocation, these people just come in and they start
Well, that's
disrespecting you.
it's not exactly unheard of for people with lycanthropy, is it?
And
Especially
you're
where
saying your people haven't done anything wrong?
No, not as far as I'm aware. They
Insight
left.
check.
They left, we came in, they see us as monsters, so they wish to throw us out. If anything, most of us are old ancestors for the original people who used to live in Blingdenstone. Okay, Rogi, he seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Almost
Good to
offended
know.
that.
I'll look over at Rogi, make eye contact with him.
And I just kind of give you a nod. Indicate, yeah, telling the truth.
All right. If you would allow us about 5 minutes, looking back to the others, to discuss what we can do about this in private.
Very well. At the very least, I've heard great things about you. Oh, and that one can drop his little disguise.
It's gotten out. It's like
No,
the
it hasn't. But my new friends here, and he points over to a small cave in the walls, and then you see Topsy and Turvy kind of cuddled together watching you.
you sons of bitches, you've ratted me out. I'm sorry. Is that like an offensive term to you people?
No, we use it quite often. It's hilarious.
Okay, wonderful. You bastard children. How dare you tell them I'm a drow? You see this and you don't. You see this and you think, oh, maybe he wants everybody to tell him that that's a disguise that he's tricking people with. Never trusted you, ever.
Gundrathal, that I don't think they saw your disguise.
I know they didn't. They knew of me from beforehand. They just decided to blurt it out to everybody around here that, oh, that guy, he's disguised. Don't let him fool you. Those gnomes in those other caves will kill me, you know. You live here. You know what they're like. You know what they're like at me, right? This gets spread everywhere. I might be dead.
One of them shouts, "Caleb seems fine."
You don't understand a damn thing. Look at look at what's the guy's name again? Chipper something?
Chipgrin.
Chipgrin? Look, he looks at Chipgrin. Those two untrustworthy. Also, I'm not taking off the disguise. I'm using it until it runs out. I have 10 minutes left.
Suit yourself.
I made sure a hag didn't touch you, and this is how you repay me. Let's he just moves to a corner. Like
Angry, just huffing.
Rogi will smile and wave at Topsy and Turvy.
They kind of meekly wave back.
He'll like loudly whisper to them, "I'm glad you're alive. Thought you died."
Too.
You know what? I've thought about
Goodbye.
it. We will arrange for a neutral meeting between you and those other people to try and come to an agreement, all right?
So are we not discussing
You have to
things between
secure
five
the
of us?
meeting.
I
Go out
thought
there,
I got this.
secure
Okay.
the meeting, and then return back letting us know it's all good.
And if
Yeah.
you think about pulling some backhanded, sneaky, garbage rat play behind our backs, you will pay. And then I'll use words of terror on them.
Okay. What is he just becomes frightened, or do I have to roll?
But he
something?
dies.
He has to
wisdom.
roll a wisdom save.
And if he succeeds, he doesn't know what happened to him, I believe.
Right.
Correct.
Either he is incredibly intimidated by Frankie's presence, or nothing happens.
I'm just trying to guarantee no shenanigans.
Okay. What does he need to beat?
15.
Okay, he got a 19.
Damn.
Okay.
So that was just a very baseline threat, and it's just like, hey, don't do anything fucked up.
Right.
And that's all he read from it.
Keelu's gonna
He
stand
just
behind
kind of
Frankie.
smiles, and you see his like jagged buck teeth, and then he kind of motions and looks around to all of the other were-rats around you, which is about 40 or so
Mm-hmm.
Will
that you can see.
will you leave a messenger on the outskirts of town?
Don't worry, you enter our war and we'll know.
All right, we'll send message. What time is it, Dan?
I'd say you guys started up a new day, I think. So I'd say it's probably 10 in the morning.
Yeah. that loses a little bit of meaning down here, but you know, unless
Yeah.
this
Well,
place
do they
has
know? Do they know
cycles.
general supper time?
Yeah, you kind of adjusted your own sense of time to theirs. So yeah, there's a general supper time.
Tell you what, I'm feeling generous, so we'll put this at the top of our priority, and by supper tonight, we'll send message on whether or not we can arrange a meeting.
Tips his head at you. Yes, very well.
Do you want us to allude to the little slime problem you've been seeing? Make it seem urgent?
Well, they already know it's urgent. They just don't realize the magnitude of the urgency.
Very well.
Keith just mutters under his breath, but loudly, that it's very clearly not a mutter. Frickin' demon lords.
I don't know. What's this guy's problem with demon lords?
There's been
We've
more.
already seen evidence of 3 of them stomping around in the mortal realm. Topsy and Turvy can attest to at least 2.
Seems a little unlikely, but sure.
He just points at Topsy and Turvy. Speak.
They run away.
Please talk to them. Keep your mind safe, and if there's any strangeness going on, suggest to people to run before engaging. It creeps into the
trust
mind.
me, we have. You just got here, but we've been dealing with this problem.
That's good to know. Well, I don't think we have anything else to tell you, or whatever.
Frankie will just turn around and start walking.
Yeah, Gundra will follow as soon as he sees that the group momentum is heading out.
Well, I mean, with my size, I am half the momentum of the group.
It's true. It's like, I like to think of it as like a little pod in a river that like some debris just opened up and just a whole extra rush of water is coming out now.
Yeah, I'll hop on your back and just ride the current.
Yeah, little gravitational pull.
Literal.
Let's go. All right, I guess we're talking to the king and queen, telling the queen, hey, they're open to it. Good news. We just got to set up a little meeting to discuss the terms.
Open to discussion. No solution in sight yet.
That's a fair way to
Which
describe it.
means, hint leaning towards Keeluth, there still may be violence, so don't be in such a bad mood.
I suppose.
Do we tell them
still
that
looks
they
bored.
seem to have some? Do we tell the king and queen they seem to have information, or do we let them drop that little bomb of theirs?
I say their problems with negotiation are their problems.
That's good.
Master negotiator, Frankie?
I mean, if we tell them what the rats said, is that going to be more believable than if they say it face to face?
It's more of a
'Cause-
equipping them with the information they'll need to. Negotiations, as I understand them, are entirely based around who has more ammunition to push the other.
That's true, but at the same time, we don't want to be the messenger boy.
Yes, because if we deliver the message, we may not get a meeting in the first place.
Keeluth points at Frankie. This one may be a surfacer, but he knows what he's talking about.
I mean, I've had every type of deal there is.
Perhaps
Betrayal.
the surface is not so bad a place.
Marriage, wealth, power.
Keeluth just kind of like confusedly squints at the word marriage and just kind of shrugs. I suppose we all must be beholden to some female.
Or male. Let's not get crazy here.
He's already said he has a wife.
He has a goddamn wife.
Keeluth has a
He
wife?
could have lied.
No, Frankie.
No, Frankie.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a wife.
Frankie has a wife, and every day
Or
down
a
here-
husband. We
But
don't
it
know for
wasn't- it
sure.
wasn't
He
Was it
said it
arranged?
previously in the
But
previous
he's a
session.
liar. He's a
I was
liar.
like, what lass swooped up Keeluth?
Anyone can insight check me.
Who stole my boy?
I choose to.
How?
I don't care if you say, "Oh, Frankie's a liar." I choose to believe every single day he's been in these caves, he's just been thinking, "Ah, I can't wait to get home and have my wife's fresh Italian cooking.
That is entirely what Rogi believes as well.
My wife's fantasy Italy cooking.
What the fuck is Italian?
It's so true, my friend.
I don't think I've been to that part of the world yet.
I think those are cat people.
Oh yeah, sounds like it would be.
That's where the other
all the fantasy Italians just cat people. It's me, yeah.
All right, now
Mucho
I'm offended.
bene.
Alright, now we've crossed a line. here.
No.
We're starting to become racist.
Gisargo.
We are
Yeah.
becoming racist towards the Italians every day.
All
It's
right.
terrible.
At
I'm
this
Italian, so it's okay.
Oh,
Are you?
wonderful.
Actually,
Did
you
you
are.
come from
So
Italy?
we can rip on them as much as we want.
Did you come from Italy? Because I think you're American.
Listen,
I mean, at some point,
he's Italian American. There's a difference, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have pride in his home country. His mommy came over from the big boot and said, "I'm gonna make pasta with all the funny new ingredients these Americans have provided for us," and that's why.
I'm
and
literally
coitus flows in my blood.
I'm 50-50 on both sides of the World War II.
Mhm.
I'm 50% German, 50% like the original like British settlers.
Mhm. I think I'm over 50% German due to just a lot of my ancestors coming from German, and then every single other part of my heritage is a country Germany took over during World War II. I'm just glad that my ancestors came during the Civil War, so I don't have any relation to that part of the thing. Though it did cause
Yeah. Same with mine.
it did cause
1860.
my dad's father.
Hey, that's when my ancestors came over from Germany too.
Yeah.
Probably
My-
knew each other.
My
Wow.
ancestors actually started a barrel business in 1860 in St.
Nice.
Louis.
My dad
My
tells us,
ancestor was a naval captain in Maryland in 1860.
my dad.
Apparently, he left Germany because he was trying to leave
Mhm.
the family he made.
Yeah.
Fun.
My dad tells the story of my grandpa, how he was drafted into World. He saw the signs of World War II and he just thought to himself, I don't want to fight my cousins. So he signed up to specifically go to the Pacific.
Nice.
So he just didn't have to deal with that. He didn't have to think about possibly shooting someone he's related to.
Yeah.
Apparently, I come from money, but every descendant of mine was the third daughter of the fifth son or something like that. So it was like all the inheritance was like, here's your cow, get out.
But that cow, man.
No money, just I don't know, here's a cow and some goats, get the fuck out of my house.
No money for him. He'll just put it in his hookah.
He'll just put the money directly into his
I
hookah.
can't smoke a cow.
My ancestors were
Stupid.
illegal immigrants from Ireland.
That's
Potentially from Ireland. Theoretically, it's.
You'll never know.
We'll
got some
never know.
Scottish in
Some
me.
dude just hid himself on a boat and lied to someone on the roster when he was getting off, and we don't know if his last name is real.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
I was about to make a
And-
joke about how your last name sounds like a last name somebody would pretend is Irish. Just like, oh yeah, my Irish last name is, and I'm not going to dox you. So let's
In my
go.
case, apparently my ancestors killed people on the boat to America. So that was fun.
It's a long boat ride. Things
I
happen.
also, on my dad's side of the family, I come from a long line of criminals. So, continuing on, I assume you head straight to the Digger Matok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Report to the matron. The gnome matron.
I mean, there are more.
Before we enter into the main city, re-up that disguise self.
Perfect. Alright, easy enough. You meet up with the Digger Matoks. And as you walk in, they kind of eye you and they go, well, we've heard some interesting rumors that you've been helping out around Blingdenstone.
Doing our
Say, a Medusa problem and helping out a ghost of one of our fallen, and including restoring our old temple.
We're doing our
Interesting.
best to make sure that you understand our loyalty. Speaking of, we have some news. Let's anybody else tell the story because I talk too much.
We have secured a meeting with the rat people.
Rat people.
Rat people.
Rat people.
What are they called?
Were rats, but this was
Yeah.
an inside joke.
I'll forget it later.
But Dorbo, the king, so to speak, he kind of looks dissatisfied when you said you've made a deal. Senny, the queen, however, perks up and goes, "Oh, well, do go on."
Well, peace isn't guaranteed, giving a stern look to the king. So there may be bloodshed yet. However, the door is open for discussion.
They want to
between you two.
they want to set up a meeting. We were told them that we would have information about the details if such meeting were to occur later today.
Interesting.
Most likely, we'd set the meeting for tomorrow.
Well, this is too important to ignore, so whatever day you have planned for it.
I'll deliver the message tonight, and we can arrange for it at a neutral location.
How trustworthy do you believe these were-rats to be?
Enough
If
to start a conversation.
if I may,
Go ahead,
on.
Yogi.
I have become very good at understanding and reading people and creatures, especially. And I feel like I got a good read on them, and they seem very honest. They simply want a place to live, and that, I believe, is all they desire.
Honestly, I had a hard time reading them, just because I'm in the business of less than what you call it, good Samaritan.
He commonly does not work with rare rats.
I don't work with were rats, but I know a shady deal when I see one. But
Yeah, man.
I've been informed by my colleagues that these people have mostly good intentions, or at least would like to engage in discussion.
I will
Interesting.
I
Do
will
they
men-
offer anything to the table other than having a place to live?
they
That's your discussion to have with them. We don't presume to understand what values you have.
We are not the negotiators, we are the third party. We just want to bring civil discourse.
In the words of my people, which I'm sure you're not keen on hearing, opportunity presents itself, but it's up to the person who experiences the opportunity to prove they deserve it, rather than have things served to them. We have given you your opportunity.
Very well.
Insight check the king and queen and see how they feel about that.
Okay, roll it. Okay. They are uneasy. They're uneasy about this drow proverb. Nope, she cut out just right then.
think she was just
cut out
laughing.
just as you were laughing.
Mhm.
Well, any news about the ooze threat?
Nothing
We
solid.
had a chance to look into it.
But we can assure that it comes up in our conversation, our meeting.
Will it?
We can bring it up.
They live relatively close to what seems to be the source or a high traffic area for the oozes. They more than likely have information on that. Information they
see.
might be willing to share for a sense of protection.
Now, is there a location we can arrange for that is neutral to both parties?
No, nowhere in the immediate vicinity, and we cannot leave too far out the city.
Then do it at the gateway, between the Warrens and your city.
Very well.
Where's that? Is that
Right
It'll be
here.
about here, yeah.
That's a nice big open area.
Yeah.
Very well.
We can arrange for tables and chairs so you guys can sit up opposite each other.
We will set everything in motion.
We will provide protection and a little bit of intimidation.
For
Q
which
scowls at the first part and then smiles at the second.
I'm trying to be as neutral as possible to our party. Not to be the negotiator, but also be the instigator.
Very well. We will have everything set up for later tonight. Thank you all.
So you want the meeting to happen tonight?
Well, tonight or tomorrow. Honestly, it's you who come to us with this information. Maybe it should be you who sets it up.
If you
We
wish for
told
it
them
to...
we'd be informing them of your willingness to meet tonight, but if you want to keep them on your toes, we could change that.
Senny looks displeased, but Dormo just speaks up and says, "We'll do it tomorrow night then.
Tomorrow night or tomorrow midday?
Tomorrow night."
All right. I will go send word.
Do you
Okay.
need any of us to follow, or can you do this on your own?
Can any of you turn invisible?
Yes.
Points to Duragar.
I will take Rogi with me.
You don't want to take Thodain as
Thodain
well?
can as well.
No, it's too risky to bring more people.
Okay. I can be quiet and I can go
And
invisible.
we'll meet you at the tavern or the inn in how about 2 hours?
All right. Do we want to
The
do
rest
anything
I
else
can-
to, like, still just saying this in the throne room, for no reason other than not really reading it. Do we want to do anything about those ghosts that we were told about today, or do we want to save that for later? They're not going anywhere.
I think that's an afterthought.
Unfortunately.
All
Fortunately
right.
for all Stone, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Gunter just kind of dismissively waves, like, whatever, who cares? We'll deal with it whatever we can.
Okay.
Well, back to my room so I don't suddenly turn into a drow.
Okay. And we'll continue with Rogi and Frankie.
When we are about an hour out, how long does it take to get to the Warrens from where we are?
It takes like a couple hours, maybe.
Really? Damn.
Oh shit. Okay. So maybe Frankie, you want to change that 2 hour thing to something else.
Yeah, we can.
But
It
So-
wouldn't be that problematic if it wasn't that you have to navigate like small fucking tunnels that you have to squeeze
Why-
through each time that you travel around.
Frankie, why do you want me to be invisible?
I don't know. In case they try and surprise me, we can surprise them back.
Oh, okay.
If
I'm
you
good at
want, if you
surprising
want to
things.
go, if you want to stay visible, you're more than welcome to do that. I have my
No.
ways to escape.
I will be invisible. This is not something I have done for a while.
All right. Should we set up a safe word? Or how about the moment I draw my sun sword?
Pineapple.
Okay.
Pineapple.
I will attack when you take your sun sword out.
What the hell is a pineapple?
Ah, you'd hate it.
What the hell is a safe word? The drow said.
That
think
too.
The drow invented safe words. They
I don't
just
believe
they just don't use them all the time. It's unfortunate. Whenever two drow actually like each other to some degree, they listen. If, outside of that,
that was a safe word. What the hell is a condom? Moving on. You meet up with into the Gold Whisker Warrens. Rogi, would you like to be invisible before you enter?
Yes, please.
Okay, noted. You follow along with Frankie. He seemed alone before some were-rats kind of descend upon you and then guide you back over to Chipgrin. He's there once again, fat and in his stone throne, looking very lazy, just relaxed, And he kind of glances at you and goes, well, any news?
Well, the king and queen have agreed to a meeting.
Very good.
It will
Very
take
good.
place right outside the gates. There's a pretty large open area where we'll set up table.
Perfect. Well, I suppose you did your part of the bargain. I'll do mine. I can inform you about the growing threat and the man at the center of it all.
I'd love to know about that, actually.
Yes, I remember him from when he was working in the tunnels. My kin saw him when he returned. I know who he is, what he's doing, and most of all, where he can be found. If you and the Digger Matox want, I can take you straight to him. He, what calls himself the Pudding King.
Understood.
Somehow he's gained control over oozes, and they've been drawn to him. And trust me, this has been going on for a little while now, so he's amassed a lot of oozes. The whole northern section is almost completely filled. And then once they've raised their army strong enough, they plan on waging war with all of Blingdenstone. And they're in a good position to win if nothing is done.
Seems like it might take some teamwork to bring them down.
Yes, there'll need to be preparation. The Digger Matox will need to prepare for a war of sorts.
I think that's enough for now. The rest of this can be discussed tomorrow night.
Very well.
That is when our meeting should take place.
He just kind of waves you off now.
And I won't say anything, I'll just turn and walk.
Okay.
Rogi will follow him.
You don't want to stay in their place until your invisibility wears off?
I mean, I could.
I think it'd be funny.
Frankie won't notice or care.
It's very hard to notice.
Very easy to not care.
Mean.
Rude.
Wooed.
I'm a bot, what do you expect?
Anyways, I'd say at this point you take a couple hours, you can be back in at the foaming mug with all
And
the
I
rest of your
I
party.
will recite with my keen mind, word for word, what he said. So everyone in the group knows what you said.
Perfect.
Okay.
God, it's so easy being smart.
Right.
You have to take a feat.
I like to imagine that Frankie just kind of like presses his temples a little bit and then says the entire conversation verbatim as if he's reading a script.
Yeah.
While casting minor illusion of a picture of
Oh, hell
the
yeah.
Rat King in my palm.
I like to imagine it's just like a little like drawing looking thing.
Like a little puppet that I'm like waving in my hands.
God.
Excellent.
In
Well,
a
a funny
stupid,
voice, too.
mimicking voice.
Gundra, mostly out of being entertained by this, will give his version of it that looks like a little weirder because he's just making a fat rat that's standing like a person and has a little shirt on. Still listening, but mostly just enjoying seeing somebody else do illusions.
Q
Alright.
smiles at Gundra.
As you guys are making your illusions, Rogi will cast his mage hand and just start passing the mage hand through your illusions for fun.
Plug with
Kiwu
magic now, guys.
turns to look at Thodane and smiles at him too, and then just looks at Rogi and says, "We're surrounded by nerds."
As you're
Everyone
At
here's
least
a
they are
nerd.
fun nerves.
Yeah, as the hand passes through, you hear in a little Rizzo the Rat voice from the source of the illusion, using both major minor illusion and malleable illusion to make it go, "Hey, what are you doing?" Just his mouth little flapping a little bit, like a puppet. It's Rizzo the rat.
He'll continue to put the hand through and like pet the rat and poke the rat as long as Gundra does this.
Yeah. Eventually, he he feels the disguised self coming off him, and he like very suspiciously runs to his room.
And with that, you guys want to call the session over?
Yeah.
That a good session, everybody. We got a. You
But not
managed...
before Frankie does minor illusion of a picture of Gundra melting into whatever he was before.
Ah!
Don't show anybody that. It's on my cover.
True.
Oh, it's deformed enough. No one is going to recognize it.
That's fine.